Hello, Ryan here with another episode of Try My Darling, and today I am going to be playing through Super Contra on the Famicom Mini. So, let's go ahead and just get started here. Okay, so as you can see, I just put in a code so I could have 30 lives. Just like the famous Konami code in the original Contra. The code is actually different in Super Contra, or Super C, as it's known in the States. It's actually right, left, down, up, AB. And I believe if you use that code in the North American version, you will get 10 lives. But if you use it in the Japanese or European versions, you get 30. And in the PAL version, of course, the game is what is it? Super Probotector. It's a lot more robot-y. But you know, that whole 30 lives thing, it's pretty good because, as you can see, I've already died like 3 or 4 times. This game is super hard if you don't have it totally memorized, which I definitely do not. Same way with the original Contra on the NES. I have to use the 30 life code, especially now. I used to be able to get through a few stages, maybe halfway through the game, in the original Contra when I was playing it constantly. I used to be able to get, through a few stages on your normal 3 lives, but not so much these days. And I feel like Super C is very challenging. I guess that's all I'll say. So. So yeah, the 30 life code is really nice in this version. I don't know if I will actually finish the game on this playthrough, but I'm going to try. 30 lives with 3 continues. It's 90 lives. Hopefully I'll be able to finish the game with that. I have done it before on here, but it's definitely not guaranteed. Because especially towards the end of the game, it gets really tough. But I don't know. There's a lot to like about this game. I think it looks really nice, and it has a lot of cool looking environments. It's pretty much the same type of gameplay in the side-scrolling sections as in the original Contra, but then here's where it kind of differs. In the first Contra, you had those behind the back scenes where you're infiltrating the enemy base, and in this one it's top down, and they kind of do the top down thing again with Contra 3 on SNES, but they would use more of the Mode 7 stuff, so it has this weird rotating quality to it, and I actually like the top down stages in Super C better, personally. bummer. So yeah, the game kind of rotates between the side-scrolling stages and the top-down ones. So keeps it interesting. There sure are a lot of ways to die in these games. I don't know. I don't know if it's like my lack of familiarity with it, because I didn't play a lot of Super C as a kid. I think I like rented it once, but I definitely never owned it, and I certainly did not play it as much as I played Contra, which was, you know, a staple in like every kid's NES library back in the day. But I don't know if it's just like the lack of experience, but man, I think this game is so much harder than the original Contra. And I think, like, I don't think it's unfair necessarily. I think if you learn the patterns, you can go a long way. But I mean, just I feel like just the amount of enemies and bullets on the screen in general are there's a lot. Oh my goodness, that was a dumb way, did I? actually seems like a really good place to stand. Huh. Figured out a little trick for my next playthrough. I've gone through half of my lives. More than half now. Just consistently a lot on the screen in this game. Hope I can at least beat this stage on this continue and not have to not lose all my lives and have to start over. I can see I at least have 4 lives left, so that's good. Okay, now I'm down to 2. Well, that was a close one. Again, just a friendly reminder, these are these playthroughs, these videos are not pro playthroughs by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I think I'm actually, and with that said, I think I'm just going to kind of kill myself here in the game, and then start over with a continue and a fresh set of lives. So, because there's no way I was going to beat this on 2 lives. And I just kind of noticed, haven't done a top-down stage in a while, so I guess it's not actually alternating every other stage. Oh my god. Well, that would have been those 2 lives had I not continued earlier, so here's another one. Yeah, like I'm always kind of torn if I should slow down in this game and like take out everything, but the way that enemies just keep respawning makes that feel kind of futile, I guess. So that's why my strategy is just sort of plow through and hope for the best. I have not actually played this 2-player local co-op, so I wonder if each player gets 30 lives, because that would also make the game significantly easier. But if you shared 30 lives, that could ruin some friendships. Yeah, now we're starting to get into like the weird alien stuff. I always love how like off the rails the Contra games go, like as you get towards the end. At least the first 2 games, you just get more and more weird aliens stuff. But then like Contra 3 just like totally owns it, and you're fighting like skeletons in the first stage. So I think they finally just accepted that was part of their thing. Same with like the Metal Slug games. They always start off like, oh, you're just fighting a war against other soldiers, and then the aliens show up. That's always the thing with these games. Oh, the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I feel like every one of these games was trying to be both Commando and Predator, the Arnold Schwarzenegger films. They were inspired equally in equal parts by both, and I guess Aliens as well. See, I'm just like, I just want to like go, like, and just rush through this. Like, I'm not interested in trying to take out every single thing, because they just keep coming. But man, like the H.R. Geiger art influence is very apparent in these types of stages. As I understand, the original Alien was like a pretty pretty big deal in Japan, and I know it. I believe it inspired Metroid, and a lot of like the Geiger-esque, oh my goodness, art, you know, is also pretty apparent in games like this. That reminds me, I kind of want to watch Alien again. I haven't seen the original in a long time. Not that anyone watching this video cares, but it's definitely my favorite in the series. Haven't seen the new one, but the original is just, it's pretty much a perfect movie in my mind. I know a lot of people really love the sequel, Aliens, but the first one's just so good. It's such a sense of place and tension. Everything about the way that movie looks. But I'm also a weirdo that prefers the original Terminator to Terminator 2. I like Terminator 2. I think it's a great film. But man, the first one, just like that, the way it looks and the soundtrack and everything, oh, it's so good. Just such a good vibe. Oh my god. But as I'm talking about 80s action and sci-fi movies, I'm dying a whole lot in this game. I think this is the last stage. I'm not totally sure. Kind of creepy, heading into the belly of the beast, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, like, these are totally like xenomorphs right here. Yeah, no doubt this was inspired in some capacity by Alien or Aliens, I guess. I don't think Alien 3 was out at this time. Goodness. This is so annoying. Man, I don't remember. Is this the last boss? I've only actually finished this game once, so... looks like it could be last boss material, maybe another form or two. Pretty cool looking, pretty metal. No, there's another stage. Okay. Yeah, it's such a tough call. Like, do I want to stand around trying to shoot these things? Okay, those are totally xenomorphs. Right there, or do I want to just try to push through? I'm definitely gonna have to continue here, but I want to kind of get a feel for this, so I'm gonna push through a little bit more. Man, these things take like a ton of hits, and I don't know if it's worth it or if I should just try to muscle through. Maybe I'll try slowing it down a little bit, because that was pretty ridiculous. I blew through like 10 lives in like no time there. Then you have like these super unpredictable homing projectiles that kind of make everything a little trickier. You know what? I'm just going for it. I went for it a little bit, but I think that's, for me, at my skill level, I think this is the best option. Just to try to push through, cut my losses, maybe. But, oh my god, these homing projectiles are ridiculous. God. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like most of the bosses in this game have been comparatively easy. It's the stages that are super tough. I don't know why I keep ducking there. See, this section without all those like homing projectiles is not as bad. Do I jump down here? I guess. Yeah. All right, here comes something. Is this the mini boss or the final boss? I think this is the final boss, yeah. Man, where do people come up with this stuff? feel like I'm actually hitting anything. Yeah, I'm not hearing the sound. There we go. Okay, I have to go a little bit lower. Well, for a last boss, that was pretty easy compared to like the first 3 minutes of that level where I lost like 20 lives. It's an interesting balance, an interesting difficulty balance. Overall, I'd say the game is difficult, but maybe not totally unfair. Except I don't feel super great about those homing projectiles and those enemies in weird under you diagonal spots. Those guys weren't very cool, but overall, yeah, Super C, Super Contra on the NES Famicom. It's a pretty good game. Definitely not as beloved as its predecessor, but it's pretty dang solid. So, and I think honestly, in my opinion, the best way to play it is the Famicom or European version, so you can get those 90 lives. 3 continues with 30 lives each. That's pretty helpful. At least as you're kind of getting familiar with the game. So. All right, well, I guess that wraps up this episode. Again, my name is Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at BrawnDwarf, BrawnDwarf, and you can also check out our blog with show notes, podcasts, and videos, and whatever else we write up on there, and that is NintendoFunClubPodcast.com. So, thank you a ton for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.